Well, good morning. It is still morning. It's Monday morning. Welcome back to another episode. I have a terrible cold. That's why it's Monday morning, and this is the first time you're seeing me. So, we finally just got the parts for the front of the truck. So let's open these up and see what we got. You have to bear with me. It's a head cold, so I'm not thinking real fast. Perfect. So these are they do have all the hardware. Oh, the sway bar drop brackets. I believe it is this side bolts to your frame, and then your sway bar bolts to the other side, drops at about 2 or 3 inches. That's gonna be great. And then the other deal that I got this here is the raised steering joint. And in fact, we'll take you around and show you what this is going to look like. Okay, another lighting is not great. Here, if I go over here. So you can see how this actually drops down as it goes. There you go, and I can see what I'm talking about. And the problem is, obviously, this angle is severe for these knuckles here, these joints. So this has a curve going upward, and it's going to bolt on, basically, there we are, like so. And it's going to raise that joint up a good 2-3 inches anyways. Probably more like 3. Let's see, from basically even here. Yeah, you can see that's going to be a bit, and that's going to be perfect for this steering. So everything there ought to work out nicely. It's going to snow here any minute, and to be perfectly honest with you, this is the longest I've gone talking without hacking up a lung. Basically didn't get out of the house at all yesterday. We are not going to try to cram all of this into today. It's close to noon. I just don't have time to do all of that. Plus, I can't lay on my back right now without cutting off my airways completely. So, what we're gonna do instead is actually reach the top of Hoodoo Mountain in the Suburban today. I tuned it up pretty good yesterday when I got out of the house for a few minutes, and I put a new radiator cap on it and a couple of other things, so hopefully it won't leak anymore. We're gonna go put some gas in it and head up Hoodoo, and then next week we'll finish the truck. Let me pack up. Forgot to show you, I did get new brake lines as well. So these ought to work out pretty good. You can kind of tell from here to here. You can see that bow. That's going to give us an extra 2, maybe even 3 inches. So we're good there. I was going to change these, but it requires laying on my back, which I just explained I can't do. All right, now I'll see you in a minute. Well, I was going to give you guys a nice cold start, but it's currently snowing / raining. So what we're going to do is just do it from inside the cab. Yeah, you can tell I got this thing tuned up. It fires right now. That's pretty nice. Come on, oil pressure. Excuse me. There we are. Up to 40. We'll let this warm up for a minute. We got to go throw some gas in it, and then we're going to hit the road. Well, I'm pulling back up into the driveway. I just got some gas, but the front end of this thing has developed a really bad clunk. So I want to I'm gonna pull this thing up in front of the garage and climb under it in the rain and see if I can determine where this clunk is coming from. It's not very good. Ooh, can you hear that? Listen. I don't know how well you can hear that or not, but it's might be a ball joint. It's going thunk, thunk, thunk really hard. So let me figure that out, and we'll catch up in a minute. Okay. Well, it is in fact not the ball joint, but it's almost more dangerous. It's the steering knuckles that I keep calling them knuckles. They're basically like tie rod ends that connect the steering arm to the what am I trying to say here? Well, you know the piece I just showed you on my truck, that raised steering arm? Yeah, it's those two joints that attach that steering arm to the gearbox for the steering. It's basically two joints like this with a short tie rod in between, and you can grab that and they go chunk, 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 chunk. Super loose, which is not safe at all to go on the highway with. Okay, now we're gonna find a new plan. It is really pouring out there. Excuse me. Who wants to work on my truck? I mean, I don't have anything else to do. I can't do this in the rain. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. That sounds miserable. So I guess we're gonna rub some Vicks on our chest so we can breathe and get down on our backs under the truck and make as much progress as we can. That way when next weekend comes around, hopefully we'll have hardly anything left to do, but maybe toss the brake lines and tires at it, and we should be good to go. Let's do that. All right, well, you remember how I told you last weekend that I was gonna have to undo all of these U-bolts in order to get the sway bar drop brackets on. The reason is because this joint here is under a lot of tension when you flex it. It's, I don't know how to explain it exactly because I've already said my brain's not working great right now. But either way, the more you pull it down, the more tension it puts on this joint, which means it makes it stiffer. If I was to try to unbolt the front of this sway bar from the truck, it would just snap down, and it would be probably not a great day for everybody concerned. So what I'm gonna have to do is pull these off, and while I've got them off, I'm gonna cut them down a lot because currently my socket will not reach. I don't know if you can see that, but the nut's sticking out that far underneath it. So yeah, I'm gonna cut it down so we can use a socket on it, so I'm not in here doing it with a wrench, quarter turn at a time. All right, let's time lapse. I think I finally got all of them to the point that I can grab on them with this socket, but yeah, This is not a fast process, I will tell you that. That's about even. I think what I'm gonna do is just try to get them all loose enough that I can get this off and get the drop brackets on, and then I'll probably just sneak in here later with the cutoff wheel and hack them off where they need to be after I'm done. I think that's the plan. By the way, on the Suburban, what I was talking about is this steering, I don't even know what to call this, to be honest with you. But yeah, this joint, or these joints right here on the Suburban, you can grab it with one hand and just go ch-ch-ch-ch-ch-ch. And it's super loose. This actually feels pretty okay still. So I'm just gonna leave it and pop this side off, pop this arm off, put this over there so I can get these out easier, and then I'll work on putting that arm in once we're done with these leaks. All right. I'll have to get a socket for the other side. What size is that? Well, not sure. Let's see how close it is to a 5/8. I'm not gonna be able to do it with a wrench. Whatever size that is. Yeah, 5/8. Huh. It's almost like I knew that. Well, it quit raining pretty well right on cue, but now it looks like it's gonna start snowing any second, which would also be right on cue. You know, I'm just realizing something. We may not put the sway bar back up today because I did not do all of the research. Well, I did for the leaf springs and the lift, but I'm just now realizing my sway bar bushings are 100% cooked. So we may pause on putting this back up and get some sway bar bushings. Oh, this is gonna be a joy to reach. All right, well, we got those, all that out of the way. Let's let's take a look at how these brackets are supposed to go in. Let's see here. So I think they're supposed to go in like so. That can't be right. Is it this way? Oops. Did it again. Oh yeah. Like that. That seems pretty straightforward. And then one of these, yeah, like so. Alright. Man, I could have built one of these. They're pretty rudimentary. Okay. So, I have to retighten the leaf springs onto, or retighten the sway bar onto the leaf springs so I can get the proper throw here, because what's currently happening is I have a huge gap under here, and when I move this, yeah, you can see it just dances around. So I will retighten all the sway bars, and then we'll figure out exactly where those brackets are supposed to go. Sorry for the close-up. All right, well, a couple of changes of plan. I don't know how many of you know, but my wife is nearly due with our fourth, and she's been having some Braxton Hicks on and off for about the last week periodically, and it's getting fairly close to time. So she is having them again currently, and so I've got to hurry up and finish this so I can go in and take care of the other kids, so that she can relax, basically, is what it comes down to. Now, it says it's supposed to go this other way, but I'm not going to put it in that other way because it doesn't work. I think it's this way that it has to go in. So I'm going to drop this new hardware in, and there we go. And get this thing loosely mounted up here because, well, not because, but so that when I get the new bushings, can't work and talk at the same time. So that when I get the new bushings, we can just slap this thing up and be good to go. At least that's the plan. There, I think that this is going to line up pretty good, because if you see here, hopefully you can see, this is going to, yeah, it's going to line up right there. That's going to work beautifully. I have just enough room, and once the axle comes down, we can adjust it a little bit more if we have to. But I think that's going to be just about dead perfect. Let me get you under here and show you. Alright, so this is what we've got going on here. Sorry about that. it is really close right here. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. It ought to line up just like that, and that's about perfectly even on all sides. Should hold it right in the center where it's supposed to be, or maybe down here just slightly. And we still got bolt hole room, as you can see. Still fit a bolt in that, no problem. All right. Well, for the sake of family matters and whatnot, oh, forget it. I have got to, I've got to close it down for the night, is what I'm trying to say. Give me a light. All right, well, I decided that I was gonna do some stuff on the truck tonight. Hold on. I guess it doesn't really matter, I'm not monetized. Okay, so I decided to come out here and try to make some progress so that next weekend we have at least a chance at getting out and having, oh sorry, I'm trying to get my cords untangled here. A chance at getting out and having some fun. Oh, I just tangled them up worse. Okay, so I've got, that is blinding. I've got, see up there at all? Kind of. I've got the hard lines built. You can kind of see through there. Basically just made a nice big circle out of them. Reused my old brake lines here, or the old soft lines, because the new ones didn't fit here, and the bolt holes were the wrong size and all the rest. So this is what I'm currently working on. Come on, light. And I wanted to tell you guys, this thing is a royal pain to get out. But if you hammer it right in this area as hard as you can, took me, I don't know, 35 to 40 whacks, but this is just with my framing hammer because I can't find my mini sledge anywhere, and these cones will come out. This is what they look like here. They've got a split down them like that, and they suck in. I'm going to put you on the stand and show you how to remove these once you get this broke loose. Let me see. Can't see. Let me move the light over here, and then I'll move you guys kind of see right there. Actually, can I go all the way behind? Kind of. There. I think now you can see that cone okay. So these things, contrary to popular belief, they don't really just pull out super well. I tried splitting them with a punch down here like this, and that's fine, that spreads them, but then they get jammed up again as you try to pull them out. So I found that just a pair of channel locks and some force works pretty good. And as you wind them out, the threads kind of help pull them out. I know I'm kind of talking in circles, but as you get it out farther to where the cone starts tapering, just tighten up your channel locks a little bit and keep going. I'm gonna go back to this way. That was working a lot better. You can see how they're tapered. I've already got mine tightened up, but you want to essentially start grabbing down low and slowly tighten your channel locks like this, and it helps kind of pinch them, or pinch it out at the same time as you're twisting it out. It works pretty good. Or you can just split them like that. That works pretty good too. Okay. Man, I tried everything to get this off. I was chiseling between here and the bottom on the knuckle, and I was starting to think they were molded together. Okay. Look at this beautiful piece of hardware here. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fantastic. That thing is beefy. Let's jam some hardware in here. And then, after this, it's time for the shocks. What is this for? Is that a new cotter pin for the deal there? Maybe. That'd be pretty cool. Actually, hold on. Before I do this, I'm going to clean the threads. Watch your eyes. Alright, threads are clean. These have a little chamfer to them on one side here. I don't know if you can see that very well, but that goes down, obviously. I think. Don't tell me these are the wrong threads. Is it just because I beat the threads up a little bit? I think it is. Okay, well, apparently, you need new cones that Rough Country, of course, did not send me. So, I will order some new cones. Right now, it's just sitting in place with the old cones. But I figured what we'll do, since we can, you know, something like this. My favorite part of shocks, of installing shocks, hopefully you can see all right. Boink. And are we there yet? Yep, there it is. So, toss the bottom one in here. The bottom one, of course, is your shorter bolt. No, come on now. Gonna be a snug fit, eh? Hopefully that's enough. There we are. And before you get too much further invested, let's toss the top one and the spacers in. Man, that looks cool. Alright, I'm gonna go this way to this way. I know you don't know what I mean. Hold on. Wonder if I should just go back to my factory spacer. I think these are gonna be too big. They are. Let me go grab my factory spacer. It's gonna work a whole lot better than this, I think. I think Rough Country hires a bunch of Honda Civic kids that have no idea what they're doing, and they just guess and throw some stuff in a bag. I have to say, I'm not very impressed. And Rough Country, if you ever see this, do better. This is ridiculous. There we go. Shocks are installed. Perfect. Well, I know it's dark, but that looks pretty darn cool if I don't say so myself. Got the brake lines done, the shocks are done. That's nearly done, the steering arm that is. Let's take a gander at how much this raises this from. Yeah, that is so much better. Before, well, I'm sure you guys remember, but this thing was clear down here. It was not good at all. So now we're gonna be, well, here. Let me turn the wheel. Yeah, look at that. There's barely, come on, light, cooperate. There's barely a slope at all. It's pretty near level, or at least way more level than it was. It's only got about 1.5 inches, maybe. Of course, my battery just died. Well, you get the idea. We're getting it done, a little at a time. Oh, leg hinges are unhappy. All right, shocks are installed, brake lines are installed, steering knuckle, or steering arm is all but installed. That means all that's left to do is fill the transfer case up with fluid, toss the drive line in it, put the front wheels on, and we're good to go off-roading and test out the suspension. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you all next weekend. Hopefully my voice and everything else is better. And there you go. How's that? Hopefully I'm over this cold next weekend. Have a good weekend, guys. Till next time.